Good morning, students. Welcome back in this new video session. In this video lecture, we will cover our last topics in the current electricity chapter of class 10, and then onwards we will discuss the numerical part and question and answer session we will arrange. I hope that in the screen you are able to see some electrical appliances which you are more commonly used in your household. As you know that this is usual a water heater, water geyser available in our bathrooms. This is an electric oven. This is an electric oven present in our kitchen. This is an emulsion rod which we use to put in the in a bucket to heat up the water. This is a toaster who convert the breads into crunchy toasts. This is a normal room heater which we are using in the winters. This is an electric open tandoor. You see, whenever we have some outing and we do some open house kitchen, open house arrangement for fooding, then we use to this electric tandoor. And here this is a very common, most probably used in most of the household electric iron, which is used to iron the clothes. Now you can see that what is the common in all these things. What is the common? The common fact is heating effect. As you can see in the middle that it is written over there. The common effect is heating. Heating is the effect which is common in all these appliances. All these appliances are somehow converting the electricity into the heat. All these appliances using the electric power to convert into heat. Electric geyser, oven, emulsion rod, toaster, heater, tandoor and iron. These all appliances are electrical appliances, and somehow they converted this electric energy into heat energy, and this is our today's topic, which is called heating effect of electric current. So for this, you should understand some important points. That first you should understand that energy is neither we created nor we destroy, as you know that energy is always conserved. Energy is conserved. Energy is conserved. It can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is always transformed from one form to another. And since if it is always transformed from one form to other, it means if in any system, if in any system, in any system there is a loss of energy, there is a loss of energy takes place, it means that lost part of energy, the part of energy which lost, the lost part of energy must transformed transformed into another one, into another form. This is the principle of heating effect of electric current. Students, as we know that suppose if we have a wire, if we have a wire, if we have a wire, and as we had already discussed that in each conductor, in each wire, there is a resistance present in it. Resistance. And why the resistance is present? Due to thermal vibrations. So when electric current is allowed to pass through this wire, then there will be a hindrance in its path due to resistance. Due to this fact, when the current passes through the wire, it suffers some resistance, the energy of electricity gets lost, and that lost part of energy, that lost part of electricity converted into heat energy. that lost part of electricity converted into heat energy. Heat energy. Now, if energy is converted into heat, then how we can measure it? What are the electric powers? What we can, if commercially we are going to measure this thing, then how we can do? This is also in our discussion. But before that, we should understand that which wire is more responsible for the electric or for the heating effect of electric current. So, students, nichrome. Nichrome is the wire which is more resistance, which have the more resistance than any other wire. Nichrome is the wire which is highly resistive, and basically this is an alloy. This is an alloy. It is the combination of nickel. It is the combination of nickel and chromium. There is a 80% nickel present in the nichrome and 20% chromium. So this wire is the more resistive material we have. So when there is a nichrome wire present in this, so the nichrome wire is present in heater in this spiral coil. I hope that you had seen, and when the current pass through it, this particular whole wire getting red hot and starts the radiating heat energy and start the radiating heat energy. Similarly, this toaster also have nichrome wires binding on its surfaces. So when the bread inserted in the toast, they get the heat energy from this heating wire and then pop up like a crunchy toast. Same here in electric iron. In the lower surface, there is a nichrome wire presenting in this manner. When the electric current passes through it, nichrome wire get hot, due to which the lower surface of iron get hot, and we can easily then iron our clothes. So nichrome is the basic fundamental element wire which used to fabricate these heating effect devices in our household. So this is our topic for in our 10th syllabus, that what is the heating effect of electric current and what are its daily applications. So now I think that you can understand that what is the basic idea of this topic. Now we are going to discuss one of the very important topic in our syllabus, that is electric power and what is its commercial unit. Okay, so for that we should understand that what is power first. So students, power is always rate of doing work. Rate of doing work. Of doing work. Which means how much work you can do in how much time, that is called power. That is power P equals to work done upon time. So from here we can get the unit of power, that is joule per second. So from here we can calculate that power's SI unit is watt. So that is 1 watt equals to 1 joule per 1 second. Which means if 1 joule work is done in 1 second, then the power will be 1 watt. Now we can use this formula in different ways also. As we know that electric potential is work done per unit charge. From here we get the value of work done is Q times V. So we can replace this value. We can replace this value of W from in this equation. We can use this value of work here. So we can get the power formula, power P equals to QV upon time. Now as you know that Q by T, rate of flow of charge, is called current. So there is one more interesting formula of power we have, that is P equals to VI. But we can manipulate this formula also. Suppose we say this is equation 1, and from Ohm's law we have from Ohm's law we have V equals to IR, which means we can use this value of V here, then we get the power value P equals to I square R. But again from here the same, we can convert this I equals to V upon R form. Okay, so we can now use this value into this equation or in this equation, then we can get the value of power I square, that is V square upon R square into R. So that is 1R and 1R get cancelled. We get the one more equation of power is P equals to V square upon R. So these are the three different form of power we have. Three different formula for power. The first formula is in terms of electric potential and current. The second formula in terms of resistance and current. And third formula in terms of potential and resistance. So by this calculation we can easily calculate the power. Now we are going to discuss the commercial unit of electrical energy. Commercial unit of electrical energy. So commercial unit of electrical energy is called kilowatt hour. Is called kilowatt hours. Kilowatt hours. Now you should understand that what is kilowatt hour is. As you can, if you observe this whole statement kilowatt hour, then you can understand that this kilowatt is representing the power, and this R part is representing the time, which means this is some kind of power which is multiplied by time. And from the previous formula here, as you know that here power equals to W upon T, which means we can do one thing, power P equals to, we can multiply T with power, so we get P into time T equals to work done. Okay, so it means that here if there is a power multiplied by time, means this particular unit is representing some kind of work, some kind of energy. So remember one thing, that kilowatt hour is not the unit of we can say work done. We can not say that kilowatt hour is the unit of power. It is the unit of energy. It is the unit of work done. It is the basic, the large unit of joule. Okay. So most of the time, since the watt is written over here, यहाँ पर watt लिखा होने की वजह से अक्सर स्टूडेंट्स ये कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, उन्हें ये लगता है कि ये पावर की यूनिट है, बट इट इज नॉट द यूनिट ऑफ पावर, इट इज द यूनिट ऑफ एनर्जी. इट इज द यूनिट ऑफ एनर्जी. और वो भी कौन सी एनर्जी? इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी. इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी. So if it is the energy, then it should be in joule. It should be in joules. So how much joules we have in 1 kilowatt hour? This is the very basic question which is sometimes asked in the exams, that how much joules we have in 1 kilowatt hour. In 1 kilowatt hour. So we can calculate that very easily. Okay, you can see here that if we have 1 kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt hour, which means firstly we should convert kilowatt into watt, as we know that kilo means the 1000. So if we want to convert kilowatt into watt, we should multiply 1 by 1000. So here this is the 1000, that is 10 to power 3 we have. Now hours into second, आवर्स इंटू सेकेंड. भाई हमारी पावर की फॉर्मूला क्या था? पावर यही तो था ना, power equals to work done upon time, which means work done equals to power into time. तो अगर हमें जूल निकालना है, then we have to convert power into watt, and here in second. So basically we have to convert watt into second, and that is called joule. So hours, so in 1 hour there are 60 minutes, and each minute there is 60 seconds. So here we have 1 into 3600 into 10 to power 3. So we have here 36 and 2 power, and here is 100 and it is 3. So it will become 36 into 10 to power 5, which converts into, that is kilowatt hour equals to 3.6 into 10 to power 6 watt second. Watt second. So we had converted this thing into watt second. Remember that 1 watt second equal to 1 joule. Okay, ठीक है. तो आप यहां पर ये भी लिख सकते हैं, इसके अलावा इस तरह भी लिख सकते हैं. यू कैन राइट इट लाइक दिस ऑल्सो, दैट 1 किलोवाट आवर इक्वल्स टू 3.6 into 10 to power 6 joules. Okay, so this is how we can define the commercial unit of electrical energy. I hope that in this lecture we had covered up the last remaining topics of electric current. One more time we can discuss the heating effect of electric current. Okay, so remember that heating effect of electric current is due to the resistance present in the wire, because the resistance present in the wire, due to which the electrical energy lost, that lost part of energy converted into heat energy. Okay, so this is the method by which we can create the heating effect. Now if it means that if we want to increase the heating effect, we must increase the resistance of the conductor, which means if there is higher will be the resistance, then higher will be the heating effect. And that's why we fabricate an alloy called nichrome, which have 90%, 80% part of nickel and 20% part of chromium, which have the one of the highest resistance material present around us. So we use this nichrome wire in different electrical appliances to get the heating effect. Okay students, so now I hope that you are getting my point. We should conclude our lecture over here. Thank you students.